I love having to record the video all over again just because I forgot to start the microphone. Yay. Greetings everyone, Eric here, and welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to be taking a look at some Fineliner pens from Master. Alright, so quick little thing here. I was just perusing the old Amazon, basically because some of my pens had run out of ink. I used some Stettler Fineliner pens, as well as every now and then I use some Microns. But yeah, I ran out and I was like, man, okay, let me pick up some more. And this 16 set came up on my search, and it was only $20. And I was like, okay, that's a good price for 16 pens, and it comes in like a variety of the different, words, different millimeters and sizes and stuff. So yeah, it comes with a bunch of the regular tips, has 3 chiseled, 2 brushes, and 3 what they're considering calligraphy. But they look nice, and yeah, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to pick them up and give them a try. So what I'm going to do here, instead of gabbing away as I usually do, is I'm going to pop over and you guys can watch me draw something. Maybe I'll talk over it, maybe I won't. I'm going to be drawing Hajime Saito from Rurouni Kenshin. So let's see how these markers work. Alright, so first thing I actually started doing was I looked up some reference images of Hajime Saito off of the Googles. Found a few that I liked to try and pick out the colors. Then I was like, oh, let me see if I can do a cool pose with the 3D model thing built into Clip Studio. Yeah, no, that didn't work. I could not figure this thing out for the life of me, so I kind of scrapped that idea and was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna sketch it from scratch. So that's what I did. I'm doing this on the computer because I just felt like doing the sketch on the computer. This is for the markers, not the software, so I was like, I'll just sketch everything up here on the computer, and then that way I can easily just get to inking when I get to that stage. The hands here were particularly interesting because I was trying to go for that foreshortened look. Well, not even foreshortened, just like forced perspective of the hand being really up close in your face. And I think in the end I got a pretty good looks, but it definitely took a little bit. Also with the sword, getting that same kind of cool perspective. The pose I'm going for here is pretty much your classic pose for Hajime Saito when he's doing his, I always forget the name of his attack, or not his attack, but his his style, which is kind of that sideways where he kind of holds the sword, pretty much how he is in this pose, and then he kind of does a lot of stabbing techniques. Here I'm just using different colors. This red is just so I can throw down some anatomy because foreshortening is hard. It also allowed me to kind of clean up what I had done with the hands and kind of finalize what I wanted to do with the sketching phase of the hands. But I was glad that I put down all of that extra bit of lines to kind of give me something to work from. I went ahead and used green for all the clothing and some of that extra final detail stuff because it basically just makes it easier to draw over top of what I already had. So yeah, I use different colors every now and then when I need to. And then I just basically changed all the colors so that I could set this thing up to be printed so that I could use it on a light box. Yep, this is a light box. This is a PN one. I reviewed it a long time ago. But yeah, I'm basically just using blue to trace over it all so that I can have a nice clean blue line to ink over, basically. That's the final look. And now we get to the inking. I wish I had recorded this in 4K. I had forgotten to turn it from 1080p to 4K so that I could just like do some zooming in here, but I do some manual zooming in later anyway, but started out with the face, of course. I always seem to start with kind of the face and the eyes. But yeah, the pens felt really good in my hand. They were a pain in the butt to open for the first time, but I like the way everything was kind of working here. And here I actually manually zoomed in so that you can get a much nicer look at what I'm doing. Get a little bit of a pulled back shot. This is actually the next day. I had to take a day to finish, or I had to do it the next day to kind of get the rest of this done because I had some stuff I had to do the day before with band practice and all. So here I'm kind of just putting in the hands. I am really happy with how these came out. They came out really nice looking. Of course, I do the sword. I was gonna try and get like one of my fancy flexible ruler things to try and do that, but I was like, I'm just gonna sketch it in. And sketching was very easy to do with these pens, and they flowed really nicely. Fun little side note, I'm actually watching some compilation videos of Game Grumps while I was drawing this, so if every now and then it looks like I'm chuckling or laughing or something, that's why. And I thought it'd be fun to show you guys what actual speed looked like. So this is how I'm actually drawing live, like this is real-time speed. And then back to super fast, 300% speed. Man, I wish I could draw this fast in real life. And now what I'm doing is I'm adding a contour line around a lot of the figure. Now this is something I picked up a long time ago. I'm basically thickening the outer edge lines of a lot of things. Specifically, I'm also going through and adding some line weight to anything that's supposed to be in the forefront. So all the lines kind of coming towards the forefront get thicker lines so that you can tell the difference in kind of the parallaxing effect. But I kind of do it a little bit to everything, and I also smooth out some of the transitions. And this is what I was talking about. I want the hand to pop out a little bit more. So what I'm doing here is I'm going back over a lot of the lines and just adding a little bit of thickness. Not quite as thick as the outer edge line, but just enough in certain areas, especially here, to make it very apparent that these are supposed to be above other things. And so it kind of brings the image forward and adds a little bit of dynamics to it. And then now I'm going in with one of the brush pens that is included and filling in any of the kind of like the black areas, especially here in the hair. I actually outlined or sketched with the blue pencil where I want some of his hair highlights to be. I was thinking of just doing this all black, but then I was like, I'll add a few highlight shine going across his head. So that's what you're seeing me here do. That's what you're seeing me do here before I go in with the black and just fill his hair. and then, of course, my little signature. And that concludes the inking with using the markers to ink. I can't speak today. All right, so all done. I have the picture kind of stored away because as I said in the beginning of this video, I've had to record this whole part over again because I forgot to record my microphone, and the microphone in that thing from this distance is kind of crap. A lot of echo in the room, but it's also because this thing's like 3 feet away from me. But yeah, really happy with how these markers feel. You can obviously tell that they're trying to... I'm hitting the microphone. You can obviously tell that they're trying to be the Sakura Pigma microns. And honestly, they have a similar feel when drawing. So I'm not really too upset with them trying to copy them. I mean, hey, if you're going to copy a brand, you might as well copy a good brand. But yeah, I really like the markers. I wish the ink in the brush pens was a little darker, a little richer. As you saw when I coated his hair and part of the sword and his like boots and all, the color wasn't super dark. It wasn't like a rich black, but the regular lines were perfect. You know, they were nice and black. And yeah, these things are a pain in the butt to open for the first time. Like when you first try to pull that cap off, it is so hard to do. They're like really on there in the factory. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I just wanted to do kind of a quick video on these markers because I'm like, hey, for 20 bucks, you get 16 markers. Or pens, sorry, not markers, pens. 16 pens. You get a lot of different sizes, and obviously you get the brushes, the chisels, and stuff. So it gives you some variety to kind of mess with while you're drawing. And it's also in its own little nice little case, which I really like. So it's easy to take along with you with your sketchbook in like a carry bag, which that's actually probably what I'm going to do, is I'm probably going to keep it in my carry-on bag that I, whenever I go somewhere where I know I'm going to be sitting for a little while, I like to draw and doodle and stuff. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you give it that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't for more content. Go in the comment section and make sure you leave a comment on anything else you would like me to review, draw, blah, 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 all that crap. Also, check out Teespring because I have some new designs. I have 2 new designs. I have my Future Me Hates Present Me t-shirt, as well. Oh, what was the other one? Oh, yes. The other one is Fluent in Digression, because I am very well known for digressing from conversations and getting off track. So you can go pick those up or pick up any of the other t-shirts. I'm going to keep coming out with new designs and new ideas, so please pick some up. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.